All right, everybody. Welcome to the second episode of the podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. That was a really good clap sync we just did. Too bad you guys didn't see it.
Because I edited it out.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause-
crap.
oh,
Look, it's
oh,
me.
Tim's
I'm the
here.
editor.
Oh,
The
heck,
editor's
what up,
here.
boys?
I'm
Tim the
responsible
editor.
for not keeping that clap sync in. So you guys are welcome.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
welcome.
look at that. You guys could have had a really cool clap sync in there, and then now you know how to send your
Yeah.
send your hate
Maybe
mail
I'll
to.
put it in anyway.
No, don't do that.
Just real awkward.
Just
Just the audio part though, and then I'll start like the video right as
Yeah.
the like clap.
Oh man,
That'd be kind of interesting.
it's really weird talking about like edit effects, editing in a video when you're in the video that's going to be edited.
Right?
Yeah,
It's very meta.
I
It feels
have
like
all the power.
it feels like being Deadpool. In a
No, it doesn't. Anyways, welcome to the
I can't
second
relate.
episode. We were really happy with how the first episode turned out. This is something we really enjoy doing, so we're going to keep doing it.
yeah.
Anyways, we have a new host, which is Tim. Tim is here
Tim.
with us. He wasn't in the last episode. We didn't really have the capabilities to get all three of us.
No,
Yeah,
but
we weren't
we've-
really smart enough.
No, but we
No.
made so much money off the first episode. We upped our budget
Yeah.
to $4 million, and
Yeah,
now we
look
got
what I
it.
was able to buy off the money. Though.
at
Yeah,
that.
Red Bulls all around, boys.
I'm
Except
We're
for him.
sponsored by water.
I
Though.
wish I was sponsored by water.
Well, I mean, we didn't have enough in the budget to give Jack a Red Bull.
Yeah, just a broken cup.
No, it's-
With- with
yeah,
the
it's
crack.
got
Literally
it's got a
crack.
crack in it, like from it's this Hard Rock Cafe.
A cup that my mom got for me from, Hard Rock
That's really
Cafe.
From
precious
Hard
to
Rock
you.
Cafe.
Just has a crack in it.
Did the crack come with the cup, or was it?
No.
You buy it with the crack. But not the one in the glass, of course.
Yeah. No, anyway,
Oh, man.
we're gonna do something similar to what me and Jack did in the first
Yeah.
episode, and kind of talk about Tim's introduction to like games and pop culture and all that good stuff. So you can kind of get a feel of who Tim is, and
But not too much.
not too much. We don't want you to feel him too much.
We don't want
I'm
to
not
feel
into
uncomfortable by any of what we're saying right now.
Some people are into being touched,
Yeah.
but not Tim.
Not Tim. He's
Not me.
not into that life. So, okay.
Okay, so you want me to start?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, rookie,
but
let's
we
go.
don't want you to, but
All
sure,
right.
go right
I'm
ahead.
very unexperienced, unlike you guys, because
Inexperienced.
Unexperienced in what?
I don't see. Look at me. I don't even know how to. I don't know English. You brought me onto a podcast that I'm not even.
I mean,
Yeah, your name's not even in here. Unlike
Yeah,
ours,
yeah.
Couch and Cast were the
Yeah.
two like.
I'm Couch, he's Cast.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
My name's written in the editing, I guess.
So
This
anyway,
is downloadable on iTunes.
Yeah, I'll go through it, I guess.
Yeah, explain
Yeah,
to us your
um,
history of when you first kind of got into video games, where you kind of started and that sort of thing. Just anything you'd like to
Okay.
bring up on that front.
Okay, so the earliest I remember playing any sort of game was close to first grade, I think. Right around there, I was like 6, 7 years old, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a PlayStation, just the original one, and
Right.
we had Tekken. I don't remember which one. It was
Ugh.
like 2 or
Okay.
3 maybe.
Yeah.
Tekken's
I don't
good.
know.
those are
which
good games.
Yeah,
They're solid.
they were really awesome.
I played them a
And
lot as a kid.
what- the newest one came out 7 like last year, 2
I
years
think
ago?
so. It's pretty
Ooh.
recent. I
Yeah.
think within the last year or so.
Yeah,
Tekken.
and like
classic too.
I played the crap out of those games, and we
They're
would
good.
like play on the PlayStation. Me and my dad, we would just fight each other. We were both. I don't remember any of the characters' names, unfortunately, but it was like this old guy, and he just had like he was bald,
Yeah.
except for like right there,
Okay. Yeah.
and then he had the beard.
Oh yeah.
and,
Okay. I know what
he,
you're talking
he was
about.
like really cool looking.
The only character name I know is Jin. I only know Jin.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He's the main
Or
guy.
their names.
There was a
Spiky hair.
robot one too, I think, right?
Not Jin.
yeah,
I
that
don't.
one.
I only know Jin's name. Everyone else, I'm rusty
Robo
on Tekken.
Jin.
Yeah,
Robo
I
Jin.
don't know.
I'm
But
rusty on Tekken.
we would play that game, and then when like I was alone playing, I would play like Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's other versions of it.
Yeah.
There's
is there one,
2 and 3. And
Yeah, there's
4.
1, 2, 3.
Three's the
and
best
then
one.
They kind of branched out eventually, and then they had like they had one on the 360 that was like Tony Hawk.
presents pro skating.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Like
It was
Alfred
like
Hitchcock.
Wasteland or something, and you're like skating around in
Fighting
Hollywood
zombies.
or something.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
don't remember, but
American
it was-
Wasteland. That's what it's
American
called,
Wasteland.
I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember that
I
one.
don't remember which one it was. It might have been just the first one. I was pretty young, and the PlayStation was pretty new, I think. And
Decently, yeah.
Yeah, but like that game, I played all the time, and it was lots of fun, and just doing tricks by myself. And then,
Oh,
All right.
all
that
by
was
myself.
okay.
No friends.
No friends.
I like to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater
and
and
then-
do tricks by myself.
Yeah. I don't. Where did I go from there?
Does anyone want to
like,
sign my Nintendo?
We had all of the PlayStation like new consoles. Like,
Uh-huh.
We had the original, the two. We had both of the twos. There was the thick, like the original one, and then there was the slim one.
Slim one, yeah.
Yeah, we had both of those. I don't remember what I played on them. Not at all. I had the Meet the Robinsons game.
Oh, I actually
Really?
had that on
Game?
GameCube.
Damn.
Yeah,
I
I
had that
GameCube.
game on the PlayStation
Man.
2. I don't remember which one
I
it was
remember-
on, but I remember having that game.
I remember Meet the Robinsons, the game. That was...
Hey,
Tyler.
Oh, hello,
Mom.
Charlie.
You T-posing on her video?
With only one arm.
I
That's
don't
an
think
L.
you're in any
That's
frame.
an upside down L pose.
Yeah. There you go.
No, there's one arm. Got it. Sweet. All right. What was I saying? I don't remember.
Anyway, we were talking about Pro Skater.
Yes, Pro Skater. Meet the Robinsons, classic
the
game.
Robinsons.
Yes.
That was
Meet the
it.
Robinsons.
I don't remember anything about it, but I remember it existing. That was
Yeah,
fun.
dude. There was one level I could not get past. I gave up on that game.
You gave up on Meet the Robinsons?
I
dude.
played. I was so
Ooh.
frustrated I couldn't get past it that I just replay the first like half of the game over and over.
Dude, I think I've done that with games before, but like not out of difficulty, but because I stopped enjoying them. Like there's some games that just sucked in the second half,
Yeah.
so I just restarted them in the beginning.
Yeah.
I guess
I don't remember
I don't
what
know.
else there was. Oh, then we got a PlayStation 3.
Oh yeah, so the
Um,
big money comes.
We were a PlayStation family for forever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
What about now? Are you like more of a PlayStation or Xbox person now, as far as consoles go?
PC, dude.
Yeah, PC.
It's all about PC.
Yeah, but I mean
consider
consoles.
it a console. My PC.
You consider your PC a console?
No, probably Xbox. I don't know.
Okay.
That was the last one I owned, and mostly because
I switched over to PlayStation just because Bloodborne came out and I
Yeah.
love it better than any other game on the Xbox. So now I'm PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or Switch. I like Switch.
Switch is fun.
I like it a lot. It's nice.
I had PlayStations all growing up, and like I think me and my dad went halvesies on the PlayStation 3.
Oh yeah.
And it was like my very first like considered my console, like my personal one, and the game that I bought, like the bundle it came with, was the Assassin's Creed 3. Like it had like the special like box with the game in it,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, that's
And
fun.
I loved that game, and I had so much fun in that game. Like I probably, I don't know how quickly I beat that game. I beat it pretty quickly, but I didn't play much like of other games. Like I didn't like hardcore game, like grind a game out until that game.
Until
And-
Assassin's Creed 3?
Yeah, until Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
And
It was
I
my
played all-
favorite of the
yeah,
Assassin's
it's
Creed
my favorite
games.
one
It's
still.
my favorite one,
And
yeah. I think
my-
they started going downhill after that.
Had you played the other ones beforehand?
No,
Oh, okay.
I had only played that one.
Okay.
And so I had to figure out what was going on with like
Yeah.
the Desmond story. I had to figure out like what is happening.
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Like trying to figure out the animus,
How
what
the
the heck
animus
that is.
worked.
It doesn't matter. They threw it all out the window.
Yeah,
so.
they really
Yeah,
did.
they stopped. I think after 3 they just stopped paying attention to the story in general.
Yeah.
And just kind of like whatever.
That was
And-
after Black Flag.
Yeah, after Black
Yep.
Flag.
I think if they stopped, I think the games would be a lot better if they just stopped story wise. If they just pretended that the animus just didn't exist and everything was just entirely focused on the assassins and stuff, like because the
Yeah.
old timey storyline that's interesting.
Yeah, that's.
But like the modern
interesting
day, the modern day story, like half the time in the newer games, no one could care less about the
Yeah.
whatever's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to stop playing as an assassin and play as some guy just
Mm-hmm.
looking at a workshop. Why overly complicate something? You're just playing trying to make assassins. I just want to
Yeah.
be a hoodie boy, just killing people.
part. Yeah,
You know, And Assassin's Creed 3 got that best for me, I think.
yeah, I agree.
Although Brotherhood was also I liked Brotherhood a
is
lot.
amazing too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked both of those.
They hold a lot of nostalgic value. For
But
me,
when
too.
I bought it, I also bought a game for my dad, and I got Gran Turismo 5, I believe,
Ooh.
for
Great
my
game.
dad.
Yeah.
Those are good.
And like it was brand new when I got it, like right when it came out, and it was like we played the ever living crap out of that game. Like
Yeah.
a lot of playtime into that game. And we still had a PlayStation 2. We went back and bought Gran Turismo 1, 2, and 3.
Nice.
And I think the fourth one my dad had bought already on the 3.
Right.
So we had all the copies of the games, and we bought them used, so they're like $5 for all 3
Yeah,
of them.
no, yeah, you can get those cheap.
Yeah. So
Cheap.
we played the Gran Turismo games so much, and that was like my dad and I bonded over that game like a ton.
Yeah.
So like that game is like especially like special to me.
Right,
Even
right.
if I don't really like racing games, like my dad and
Except for
I played,
MX versus ATV,
Yes.
which I still think is
Yes.
fantastic.
But
It's so good.
we'd bond over that game and like play for hours.
Did you ever do the ghost racing? Where
Yes,
you would,
I did that all the time.
Yeah.
When
What was that one again?
it's so like you set a lap time,
Uh huh.
and then on the
Oh,
second lap you have to
you
beat
race
your
the
ghost.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's one that has your
I
record
would-
of what
I
you
would
have
sit
to beat it.
at
Okay.
I would sit at the starting line with my original, and then
Oh my god.
with my second one, I'd be like, idiot. But it's actually just myself.
Yeah.
Grayson getting self-validation at an early age.
Beach. Oh, wait. It's me.
Oh.
No, you really like mentally separate yourself from that.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
You've already left and you're passing it. And you're like, ha, loser AI. You're dumb.
Racing-
Even though it's just your past
Racing
self.
games are like a whole different. Racing games are like a whole different horse. Cause like, for me, like I liked MX versus ATV, but I didn't like the parts of it. I didn't like the racing parts. I didn't play for the racing parts.
Yeah.
I played it for the open roam
free
where you could
roam?
play Reliant
Yeah.
K on the radio, and you'd zip and you'd like go too far, you'd go out of bounds,
And you
it
hit
would
that wall.
boom. And if you were on and especially if you're on a bike, it would not only
would
move you
launch
back,
you so
it would
far.
launch the person. It'd be like,
Yeah.
and you'd be
the rag doll. That
yeah,
was hilarious.
it
I
like
loved that
rubber
so
banded
much.
you, and it was so funny. And my cousin and I, when we were younger, we would just do that over and over again. We would just be laughing like idiots, like, look at it, he's flying backwards. His neck's definitely broken. Like it was
And
so
then-
funny to us.
I love their bodies because they're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like,
And they're flying, they're in the air for a good like 30 to 35 seconds. The
Yeah.
only thing that could have made that game perfect is if when they hit the ground, it made just a brutal crunch. I wish it had
you
had
have
that.
like the Mortal Kombat fatality.
Yeah.
Or what is that?
Oh.
Like a what's like the
Wasted
sniper
from
game
GTA?
where you
Oh.
see like the bullet and then it like goes
it's just
in.
called Sniper.
Is it just sniper? Yeah,
It's just
Yeah,
Sniper.
like
Nice.
you see that like it X-rays into
sounds
your
like a
body
mobile game.
when you hit the ground.
Did you?
Oh, that'd be pretty brutal.
Dude,
but
there was actually a racing game that I really, really enjoyed, and I never thought I enjoyed it because it was actually a mobile game. It was Asphalt 8.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
ever play that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was
Dude,
actually a ton of fun.
Those are fun.
they have a
Like, the graphics were really good?
Pro League for that game.
Really?
Yeah, they have a tournament. Like
It's probably one of the best games I've seen on iOS.
Oh, yeah,
It's
easy.
so it's got like little jukeboxes with like the EDM and the rock music playing on, but you can they have like a bunch of different game modes, and one of them's like infected, where you have like you have like infinite nitro boost whenever you're infected. But the person who's in the last will automatically get infected. And then but the thing is, you have unlimited nitro boost, but when the timer goes out, your car's gonna blow up, and then you lose time and then restart that. So you have to time how you get infected and when, like really carefully. It's super weird. And then there's ones. My favorite ones were just the demolition ones, where you had like a certain amount of cars that are around, and you had to, because in that game, if you nitro boost next to a car, in like you do it right, or if you like go up against the wall, it'll freaking smash them, and then it'll do like a reverse shot and play it in slow motion as you just crush their car, and it's really violent action now that I think about it. But you
Ooh.
do that, and you just get like a bunch of them. It's just like a complete slaughter
that
fest.
reminded
It's
me
awesome.
of the game I played like even earlier, like like around PlayStation 1 time. Do
Okay.
you remember Burnout?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember
I-
Burnout.
My dad and I played Burnout like a crap. My dad and I we played a lot of racing games.
Yeah, you guys, your dad's
Like
good at
car
racing games,
Burnout.
though, isn't
Did
he?
you ever play Burnout Revenge?
Yeah, that was the one we had, I think.
Yeah, that
Really?
game was
Yeah.
amazing.
We rented it
Remember Burnout.
from like Blockbuster or something.
Dang, yeah,
and then
dude.
We bought it because we liked it so much. We were like,
Yeah.
"This is not enough time to have it. We got it."
Yeah,
we gotta buy
Blockbuster.
this
Yeah,
game.
it's a ton of fun.
That
Man,
game was so much fun.
I miss renting stuff from Blockbuster. It's fun.
My favorite, the game mode. I don't remember what it's called, but you would have to like crash your car and see
Yeah.
how far you could get it.
Yep.
That was
Yeah, I remember
that.
that.
Was my favorite
And you
one.
got more points for the more destruction.
Yeah, the more destruction and the farther it went. Yeah, that was my.
It's
favorite.
really funny that the most fun part about racing games is when you get to crush your cars.
Yeah, it's not actually
it's actually
racing, but
crashing people.
Yeah,
It's great. Oh man,
yeah. And
that's
then,
funny.
And then right around my freshman year, I switched to
Switch to Xbox.
Yeah,
That's when
Xbox.
that would have been.
That's because I
Original?
moved here.
You moved here, yep.
The Xbox One.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
Xbox
right.
One,
yeah.
yeah.
it was right around the time it was like everyone else
Yeah,
was
I had the
switching
original.
to it.
Yeah.
because like you, some of our other friends here, they all switched and got the new Xbox One.
Yep.
So I was like, I have a PlayStation 3. I can't play with anybody.
Right,
like
right,
nobody
yeah.
has a PlayStation here. So I was like,
Nope.
I'm gonna buy an Xbox One. So I got an Xbox One for Christmas. I think it was. That was probably loud.
Cut that out.
So I bought an Xbox One for Christmas, and I don't even remember the first game I got. I don't. I think I got.
Was it
I
Watch
got Call
Dogs?
of Duty
No.
Black Ops 3
Okay, yeah, that
or
was a
2.
lot
Call
of
of Duty
fun.
I don't know which
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that
I
would
think
be
it would've
one.
been
It was 3.
three.
It was 3.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
around
because
Yeah,
we
it
played
would've
that
been
in
I
game
played,
mode.
but I didn't have internet, so I had.
So you played with
I couldn't
me.
even play with anybody.
All
You went-
by myself.
Jack would come over,
Yeah.
and we would play 1v1s and like custom games.
And what we do is do
Knife
exclusively
only,
knife.
and or like ballistic knife only,
And then like the Ripper at the
yeah,
the Ripper module for like
Yeah.
your it give you like a boost and you can just
or
go.
was that Black Ops 4?
No, that was 3.
The 3.
3.
Those 3?
Yep, it was
4
3.
just came out like
Yeah.
this year or last year.
I don't remember.
No, it
the
was 3.
timeline.
I remember it
don't
was
like
3
the
because
Call
I
of Duty
remember.
games.
Yeah,
But
I'm not a Call of
I'm
Duty
not a
person,
fan.
but
but
Modern Warfare 2 though. Oh man, that's a
yeah,
classic. That's a good game.
yeah.
That's
Black
still a
Ops
good
2 was
game.
really fun. I remember like.
I remember Black Ops like
Mhm.
being cool when it first came out, and I like enjoying it. But Modern Warfare 2, man, like
They're actually releasing
such connection to
another
that game.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah, they just
this year.
Yeah,
I
this
think?
year.
yeah. I don't know anything about it, but apparently it's like a reboot of sorts.
It's
right?
not a reboot.
No?
No, they're taking like what they already had. Like, so they have Commander Price, or is it Price? Yeah,
Sure.
the guy who's always smoking a cigar with the
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay, I
handlebar
remember
mustache.
him.
He's in it, and I think there are a few other
So
characters.
they're bringing
from
back old characters.
Yeah, but I think it's
A new story.
based on events that have actually happened
That's
in
cool.
real life.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool. That's
So
what they're
like
going for.
like the Battlefield like 1 type
Of
where
idea.
you see the
Yeah.
history story.
Yeah,
Concept.
and
That's
they're
cool.
actually making it modern. Like they've researched technology that has come out very recently. So they're looking at
That's awesome.
footage, like actual footage from AC-130s, like, and they're
Ooh,
trying to match the
that's
frame
cool.
rate. They're trying to match how it looks. They're looking at actual night vision from
Wow.
like different countries,
And
like
recreating
Russia and the United States, and
That's
they're
cool.
Yeah.
and they're matching the FPS and the color and all that stuff.
That's really cool if that's what they're trying to go
They're
for.
they're
I'm down
apparently
for that.
using a
Yeah.
new engine, and they're finding leaked. Apparently, they're finding leaked footage of people actually getting shot, and they're trying to
Keep that in. Heck
to
yeah,
put
dude.
it, and they call it like
Oh.
they have a name for it. It's something to do with the corpse, like the corpse something. Like it's really dark, but they're
That's
trying to make
awesome.
it really realistic, and so like
Dude.
if you get shot, they're trying to make the skin look like it's
Got a bullet through
peeled
it.
back. Like yeah, it's
I would
it's-
love to play a hyper realistic a Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
Where instead of getting shot 7,000
Medal of
times,
Honor?
turning around and then just hiding behind a bush and then just healing my wounds.
Yeah.
I'd like
Your
to see if
arm
I
is
just
gone.
Yeah, I like to see me not having trouble
Yeah.
aiming my gun because my left arm is gone. I'd love to see that. That'd be
Well,
That'd be
awesome.
interesting, yeah.
if you look at the trailer, there's a mission where there's like this kid wearing a gas mask.
Uh-huh.
And apparently,
I haven't seen the trailer.
they some people have talked about it, and I guess that mission you play as two kids that are in like a terrorist attack in the Middle East, and they're having to run away wearing gas masks. Like it's
That's
it,
wow, that's
it's-
hardcore.
It's a pretty
Yeah.
edgy, like they're.
They've never shied away from that though.
this,
much.
I think this is.
I might-
This is a lot farther, but
yeah,
yeah.
I might be actually excited for a Call of Duty game for once. If that's the
Yeah,
case.
a lot of people are really excited.
Because
How long has it been in development?
I'm not sure, but this is kind of like their last ditch effort for the Call of Duty series, because
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, go out with a bang if
The
it
last
doesn't work.
4 releases have been subpar.
Right?
yeah,
Because what we had,
have-
Black Ops 4, right?
Yeah.
And then 3. Well, did they have it in between the?
Yeah, there's Infinite Warfare.
There's Infinite Warfare, yeah.
I think their sales kind of peaked at like
And
Black Ops,
Advanced Warfare, yeah.
Black Ops, I think, or Black Ops 2.
Their sales.
Modern Warfare
yeah.
2 is in that era, and
I think Black Ops. Oh shoot.
then
Thing.
ever since then, it's kind of been slowly declining on their sales. And then Black Ops 4, I was kind of surprised the sales were actually really poor on it compared to other games, and so this is kind of their last ditch.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to go to the free to play model.
No,
They don't want to do it,
they shouldn't.
and so they're trying to make it
I mean,
epic.
good for them. I'd love to see. I really like. I've ragged on Call of Duty for as long as I can remember, but I really would like to see them try their hand at something more like different. Like when Resident Evil, Biohazard came out, I was like, dude, this is awesome, and it kind of revitalized, brought some energy
Yeah.
back into the franchise because Resident Evil was like just constantly slipping farther and farther
It
from what made it a
was.
horror
Mhm.
game. And then with Biohazard, they just took everything,
They
flipped it
redid
on its head.
Yeah.
You and I played through it, and that's one of my favorite memories of a gameplay with you is going through Resident Evil Biohazard because it was terrifying.
I remember being there for some of it.
It was horrifying. It was
Yeah.
actually
I think I was there
terrifying.
when you did that, when you made that video, that
Yeah.
YouTube video that you
Mhm.
made.
Yeah.
I think I
oh,
was there when you were recording it.
It's so scary.
Yeah,
it's
they
a
took-
scary game.
A third-person game, made it first-person,
They
added
switched
new
it up.
mechanics,
New
but they
mechanics.
kind of kept a familiarity about it.
Yeah.
To where you're like, hey, this is a
It
Resident
was still
Evil game.
it was still Resident
Yeah.
Evil, but they were able to breathe new life into it,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that was amazing. And then the last two remakes of the first two games have been really good.
Yeah, they have
And so
been.
I love it if Call of Duty, even though it'd be really fun to finally see that video game franchise as old as time itself, what it feels like, just
Yeah.
die.
It's been around
but
for-
it's been around for so long. It'd be fun to
think-
see it go away, and then there'd be something else people will talk about. But at the same time, I would love to see it also if they were able to take a new creative push with it and embrace the change to make it a
I
good
think
game.
it's coming up on like 10 years or something or more.
Yeah,
the
dude.
franchise
Yeah.
has been
Feels
around
like-
for a long time.
Ever since I was a kid, I knew what Call of Duty was.
I
Even if I
remember
didn't play
going to
video
my
games, I
cousin's
knew what
house.
Call of Duty was.
I remember going to my cousin's house, and he had like a Modern Warfare, just the original. I
Probably the
think.
original, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was in like a online game, and he would go in. He was like, "Here, try this," and he put the sensitivity all the way up, and I was trying to like move. I was pretty young.
What a
And
jerk.
I was trying to move, and
Yeah.
my character was just like going around. I was like, I don't know what to do.
Oh,
And
that's
then I
sad.
just got killed. And
Oh.
I was sad, but I didn't know what was
What a
happening.
Modern
horrible-
Warfare 2, I actually
horrible
did
person.
slowly. Every few games, I would bump my sensitivity up by 1 until I got to 10, and I actually ran 10 sensitivity. And I was one of those like
NW2.
douchebag tryhards who would like, 360 quick scope. and
Yeah, you're
stuff.
one of those guys.
Yeah. Only play
could see
search
it.
and destroy. Like I was,
Oh yeah,
I was pretty sweaty.
Only search and destroy.
Yeah.
But man, Modern Warfare 2 had some good memories attached to it for me. It's a classic.
I didn't really play it.
Yeah, I
don't-
played it at my friend's
I
house,
don't
but that was the
think
only time I was allowed
my
to play
parents
it.
didn't like me playing
It's understandable.
shooty games.
They
But they liked me playing Tekken, where I could just
And Assassin's
karate chop
Creed,
somebody's head off.
beat somebody.
and
up.
apparently Assassin's Creed too, where
Yeah.
you just stab
Yeah.
people to death.
Well,
I have
Modern
a
Warfare
friend-
2 had some pretty
Sorry.
edgy moments. You know, like
Oh,
they
is
had
that the one where you have to shoot up the?
They had the no Russian mission where you
Yeah,
went in
that's
and
right.
like shot up an airport.
I
Like,
forgot
that
about that.
was,
That was rough.
If that was released today, I think
People would be a little bit.
they'd be in a lot more trouble.
The new one sounds like it's going in that direction.
I don't think it's gonna have like airport shootings, but
Yeah, it's hard to
Probably
find a
something
good.
more relevant, like schools or something.
okay, yeah.
It's hard to find a good airport shooting in a game these days. You know, it's like really difficult.
That's my least favorite thing about modern games.
Dude,
They
I
don't
played the new
have
Crash
it.
Band. I played the new Crash Bandicoot trilogy bundle, and I was like, "Come on, man, where's the
Where's
airport?
the airport?
No
Where's all
airports
the
in this
terrorist attacks? What is this? There's just this crappy level where I just keep dying on a bridge over and over and over again.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
of the
I think
auto-snap.
they're kind of trying to err on more on the line of realism and things that have actually
Yeah.
happened.
I like
Bombing
games.
innocent villages.
I love
Yeah.
games that have like.
that have actually happened.
I love games that have like really hyper realism stuff. I was addicted to playing Overgrowth for a while, where that's just like an
Dude,
indie game, and I love it
remember you
still.
playing that.
I love it, where it was like a parkour based indie game, but you were playing these big old rabbits, and then there's
Yeah,
these
like
animals.
human-sized rabbits.
The reason they did it with animals is because they felt it was too brutal for like humans to like get their freaking because you had like hand to hand combat, and if you just guard, you had to guard right, and like if you hit a few punches, just one good kick to the head will break your neck. The way it worked, it didn't work on a health
is-
system. It worked on a bone system. Like
Is that
it,
the third person
Yep.
like adventure game?
kind of. It's not. I mean, I don't know if it's an adventure game. I
yeah, I
played
wouldn't
it. I played
consider
it.
it adventure.
I played it in early testing. I think a lot of things have changed by
They
now.
have
Yeah.
because
They have a story
it's
mode
released
now.
now.
They recently released the game. Somebody developed a mod that like overhauled the fighting in that game.
That's awesome.
So you should definitely check it out now
Yeah.
because I guess it's a lot
I would
different.
be willing to.
And
I
the-
need to go back and play over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should play Overgrowth on the channel.
The
Actually, that'd be a lot of
review
fun.
is
Yeah.
the reviews on it are really really good. Like people are.
Dang,
Well,
I remember
I've
playing
heard
it
a
early
lot
access.
of good things about it since I saw you play it.
Yeah, I played it back. I found about it from my friend Ian, who told me about it when back when it was early access, like really early access, when they just had like a couple maps,
Yeah.
and then just climbing mechanics, and then you spawn in some it was totally sandbox. You spawn in some enemies, and you could try to do little challenges for yourself. I remember if
I
you
remember
jumped,
that, like-
and then because rabbit, you could jump really high. You could jump, and then if you kicked someone in the face. Like it was almost an instant death because you're a freaking rabbit with massive legs, and it just breaks their neck instantly.
Yeah.
It was so
The game
like,
was brutal.
and then if you had weapons, it would just be like when you hit someone with a knife, it would trail it across, so it would just show you where like the blood was and like where the
Jeez.
scar was.
Yeah.
So it's really like really like realistic, but it was so fun.
It's
I
too
love
brutal.
that idea. It's too brutal for
But then
humans.
there's
So they made it
Mortal
with bunnies.
Kombat that's like,
Yeah. yeah. Mortal Kombat just is around. So like, yeah, basically, I think we should play Overgrowth on the channel at some point.
Yeah,
Actually,
let's-
I'd
let's
love
do
to.
it. I'm down.
I haven't played that game in so long. It'd be a trip down memory lane as well as seeing all the new things that have come
Yeah.
from it,
Yeah.
which I'm very excited to
Probably
see.
having to relearn the whole thing.
Oh man, that's
Oh,
gonna
you
suck. I'm gonna have to
definitely
will.
relearn everything.
Well, it's been 5 years since I've seen you play it.
Yeah, it's been about 5 years. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I had on my crappy potato laptop and it was just barely able to
That
run.
died 4.9 years ago.
Yeah, probably. Dang, dude. Yeah, that's actually true. Man, I wonder. Did you see also that as far as like new game releases go, did you see that System Shock 3 is coming out the new
Yeah.
one of that?
I did.
Did you guys
Yeah, I
ever
saw that, yeah.
Now? Did you guys ever play System Shock?
A little bit. Yeah.
I
not
watched
very
a lot of
much.
YouTubers play it.
That's good because I got it on Good Old Games, like we talked about last week. Good Old
Yep.
Games, where I got System Shock 2 on there. Again, Ian, who when I met him in Colorado, great friend of mine, Ian. Ugh, cat.
Okay.
Didn't want to be in the shot.
That was scary.
Get me out of here.
Ian's a great friend of mine. He's a huge I forgot to mention last time, but he's a huge contributor to my. He's a nerd, yeah. He's a huge contributor to my video game. I'd say
Taste.
branching out because I used to play with because we would play like Halo together and stuff. The first time I
Didn't
played
he
Halo.
buy you like a crap ton of games on your PC?
On Steam, he bought me Terraria. He bought me game. He would just if he wanted a game to be played. That was back when he had a job and I didn't. And he'd be like, "Hey, he wanted me to have a game." I was like, "Dude, check your inbox." He got me Skyrim because he has this compulsion because it was on sale. Every time Skyrim goes on sale on Steam, he has a really a compulsion to buy it because he really loves Elder Scrolls and he always
What a
had
nice
no
guy.
problem.
Every
He's a really
single
sweet guy.
time
Yeah.
I see his name pop up on he's online, is always playing
Elder
Skyrim.
Scrolls games. He's a super sweet guy, very very nice guy. But he got into Overgrowth and games like that, and he was able to get me into System Shock. He started playing it. I don't remember exactly when, but he got it from me on Good Old Games. And man, that game even for being as old as it is, at least System Shock 2 specifically, the first one was a little bit less good, but I think the second one, for being as old as it is really really unsettling.
Yeah,
It
I
has
remember
just
seeing-
that aesthetic to make you just be like,
I didn't like watching. I liked watching the reaction of people play it.
It's
I didn't
uncomfortable.
like watching the actual footage, the video
Yeah.
part of it.
Like-
Like
I was
any
just
horror game.
it's
just
a good horror
Let
game.
me look right at their face.
It's
only.
like
Yeah.
Alien. It's like Alien, but it has a rogue AI, which I'm always down for rogue AI with
Oh,
a creepy
yeah.
voice. And then they also have the aliens on the ship that are called the Many, which are just a hive mind.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear their voices, it's a ton of different voices in different pitches,
Yeah.
fading in and out, and it's so creepy. And if you can find them on YouTube, I remember I listened to them one time. I was like, dude, just listen to the voice clips. It's unnerving. They made it so well, and it's like an old game with kind of crappy graphics for being an old PC game.
Yeah.
But apparently, all I have to say, I love System Shock 2, and they're coming out with the third one. And I didn't know this. I told Ian, I was like, okay, so apparently they announced a trailer, and they released a trailer in March. And he said, what? How have we not seen this?
You can have your own solo series on that. I'm not joining you.
Yeah, you could.
I don't want to play it alone.
I'll
jerk.
watch.
Grayson, can you join me on System Shock 3 if you
Yeah.
play it?
I'll hold your hand, buddy.
Okay, you can be in the background. I can
I will
yeah, hold my
have
hands.
my hand massaging your shoulders.
I
so
think
you don't
I-
get all tensed up.
I think I owe Grayson, too, a lot because
Yeah,
I
you
watched him
deserve-
play.
Yeah, you watched me play Resident
I watched him
Evil,
play
so
Resident Evil, and I didn't
kinda
play it
owe me.
myself. I was like, yeah, you got this, buddy. As I'm over here, yeah, we're good. And he's like, come here, you coward. So
Portal 2 scared me.
Portal
Portal
2
2.
scared you? What?
I don't like horror.
Dude, the Portal
Of
2?
any type. And it's not even a
was no
horror game.
horror.
I know it's not a
No,
horror
no,
game.
there was a part,
GLaDOS
wasn't
scared
there?
me.
GLaDOS
And
was
then-
terrifying.
and then- what's his name?
Ratman?
No, the other guy.
And she would have
Wheatley.
scared you even more in the first one. She was scarier in the first one.
GLaDOS was scarier in the first one. What do you mean the other
She's
guy?
like, you will be baked,
Cave Johnson?
and there will be
No.
cake.
Dang it.
Whatever.
Wheatley was the other bad guy, but he was like...
Wheatley, yeah.
Wheatley was a cool guy. He had a British accent and stuff. It was
I
hard
like
to be scared
Wheatley.
of him.
I love that ending though.
That was a good
Just gonna
ending.
leave it there.
But yeah, no
you guys
spoilers.
already talked about it.
Yeah. I was about to say no spoilers, but I guess if someone hasn't played Portal 2 by now, you're really doing yourself a disfavor.
Yeah, you're- You
It's
should
been out
probably
for a
just play it.
long time.
You already said it. You said it last week.
Wait, but in Portal 2 they also had like those Easter eggs that were actually super creepy.
Yeah.
Do you remember like
That's
the
true.
Rat Man?
Yeah.
Do you
yeah,
remember
his-
that?
His little cave that he built
Yeah.
into the
Yeah,
wall.
and you find in there and you find like these little scratchings and like this,
That's
and you can hear
creepy.
like his
Yeah.
like his little noises he's making.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
no
yeah.
music, and you're just like, ugh. And then they've got like I think they had like a whole. I looked into it a bit. They had like audio clips that people were able to find in the game files that they didn't use, but it was like I think they took it out. It was like I think the idea was that it was supposed to be like Caroline being put into the GLaDOS like body or whatever that story was. You know,
Oh yeah.
it was supposed
I
to be
think I
her.
listened to that.
And there's like a whole like thing where and it's like sounds like she's screaming and stuff. And there's a guy doing it, but
Yeah,
they took it out
that's-
because it sounded like a rape scene specifically.
Yeah.
And they were like, it does not sound good. So
Yeah,
they
it's
realized
not
that the
good.
way it sounded that. So if you can find that in the files, and if you just
Yeah.
happen to be not knowing anything about that, and you come across the game and you find that in the files,
It's
you're
probably
just like,
smart that they
Ooh.
removed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
it
Let
is
it be
smart.
a secret or whatever.
But the whole Ratman, like the whole Easter eggs things, I loved finding creepy Easter eggs like that in video games.
Did you just spell on yourself again?
No, I didn't. I
Okay.
caught it. I'm sorry. Keep going, Tim.
Did you? So I watched a video this week about. Why are we still talking about Portal again? It's such a good game.
It's so
Like,
good.
Both of them.
We should just
But
talk about it every week.
Have
Dude,
you-
a little bit in the
Bring it
Portal.
back.
Have you
I'd
guys
be fine.
There was
seen
an ARG.
Have you guys seen any
There
of the
was, yeah. I watched that video.
the Death Stranding stuff?
Ooh,
Yes.
I have.
I
Yeah.
want to play that game.
I lied. I,
I do
have
too.
not. I have not seen the trailer for it, but
Okay.
Dude,
I know.
told you yesterday. and
I
the
know
day
you
before
did.
to
And you
watch
don't
it.
even watch it? Oh
I didn't even watch it. I was
You don't
like,
even want to see Norman Reedus?
I watched the new Rambo
Grayson,
trailer
this will just be
instead.
our podcast
Yeah, go
then.
away.
Hey, fine. You know what?
I'm gonna edit you out.
No, I'm gonna go and edit yourself out. Go away. I'm gonna become the new editor if you edit me out. Take that.
I'd like to see you try.
All right. Sorry. Go on about Death
I'll do
Stranding.
it. Bet.
Dude, it looks really good. It's still
Yeah.
like in like early like development.
I think it's
pretty early, but
dated for is it
November 8th.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
So it's not early development.
Not
It's pretty
early,
far
but-
along.
But there's a few things where I was like, it's gonna look better than this in the final.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be for 4K.
Okay.
And like, it looks really good.
All I heard about it
Yeah.
was from a friend on a server who said, "I watched the new Death Stranding trailer and I was really confused about what it was about before, and now I'm just as confused as I was
Yeah.
about before."
That's how I am. I'm like, so I like to look.
What's
up
it about?
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
like when I see something like that, I like to look up. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? What am I supposed to draw from this? What am I? Like,
Yeah,
What
yeah.
am I supposed to like learn from this? You know.
So
And it's like there's nothing on it because it's a brand new. It's not even
well,
out yet.
I
We don't
think
know anything.
From what people have gathered so far, it's a post-apocalyptic
USA, yeah.
USA,
Okay.
and you have like all of these different colonies, I guess, and Norman Reedus, I think it's Norman Reedus he's like sent out to kind of try and connect people
Yeah.
together.
Yeah,
that's,
yeah.
That's like a big theme with the
Mhm.
game is like
Yeah.
connection
Interesting.
and drawing people together. You know, Death Stranding. You know, you got the umbilical cord with the baby, like.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy
And
stuff.
so, like, he's sent out to kind of try and connect people again. And I think it's him who doesn't really believe that people can be connected together the same way that they have been in the
They have
past.
been,
So
yeah.
he doesn't really believe in people. And the baby's a weird thing because apparently they have
They're always weird things.
yeah
2001: Space Odyssey.
yeah
Why is there a baby? Get out of here.
apparently the babies, they have a special name for them. I don't know. I don't
Bridge
remember.
babies. That's what
Yeah.
they said.
Yeah, and
babies.
apparently they can
Like, what's the bridge though? Is that
they
like,
can bridge to another sort of dimension. There's like these creatures
Yeah.
that will attack you and try and like
Oh.
strangle you, and you can't see them without the baby.
Okay, I've seen
Dude,
those.
Yeah, that
You can't
scene
see
in
them
the-
without
in
the baby?
trailer was
No.
sick.
What?
He had
Yeah.
it on his back, the baby, and he's like walking through a forest.
Oh,
and then like
man.
there's like this thing that goes out, and you see these like floating like black like ghostly.
Good
figures,
gosh, this is gonna be a horror game.
and it looks creepy.
Yeah,
'Cause
it does.
It like you make like a noise or something, and it like went into the ground, and like the ground became black, and then like like grabbed onto you, and
Ooh.
then like drug you underneath, like
Yep.
and then like drug you through the earth, and it was like all first person. It looked
Oh,
really
so
cool.
real quick,
Yeah.
is this trailer? Is it a gameplay trailer?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it's like a
partially,
demo.
Yeah.
Partially.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, partially. Okay. I didn't know.
There's
That's
a lot,
interesting, though.
I think most of it was in game.
I think a
Like
lot of it.
cinematic shots.
Yeah.
like
That's
they used
so
the
cool.
camera in game.
I love when they do that.
It looked really good.
So, this other dimension, I think when you die in the game, you're actually dragged to that dimension and you have to get out.
Oh dang.
yeah, you have to try and get out.
And I think the
Pulling a
things
Bloodborne
you
here.
do in this dimension affect what's happening in the real world.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
it's all
interesting.
confusing. It's,
that last scene was so cool
Yeah.
with when the guy comes out of the water or oil or something.
Oil
like
or whatever.
gas. It looked like gas. I think it was gas because it lit on fire. But
Yeah.
Dang.
he like lit a cigarette without like doing anything,
That's cool.
and then he like takes puffs, and like these skeleton like army guys come out from behind him, and then he like flicks it into the water, and like all of it starts on fire, and
that's
then they
dope.
start walking. It was really like
So, what do you think of now that Kojima this is his first game he's releasing like by himself, right?
Mhm.
What
Yep.
do you think of that as a whole? Do you think it's better for him to like not be with Konami anymore, with Konami being Konami, and then do you think he's gonna be like have his full like
This-
creative potential? to
this
be,
feels a lot more
Yeah.
creative than anything else.
So there's a lot of arguments against it and for it, and one of the big arguments is you look at a game like what's that space game that's been in development for like 10 years?
Star Citizen.
Star Citizen.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you look at a game like that, they're independent completely, and
Yeah.
so and nothing's happening with the game. It's not going anywhere. So you look at a game like that, nothing's happening
Biggest depressing
because
thing in my life.
there's no company over them saying, "Hey, we have a deadline to meet. What are
Yeah.
you doing? What do you have? Can you?" And you don't really have investors, or
Mhm.
in the case of Star Citizen, you have all these people on Patreon that they've given money and they're like, "Where's our game?" And at
And
that
on the-
point, they already have
Right.
all the money, but apparently they're almost out of money.
Dang.
Um,
And on the other side, you have like places like Konami that might, at least if you're not working
Yeah.
under a hard company like Konami, you're not going to be crunching for going over the clock
Yeah.
insane hours to try and get this game out on time
I
and stuff
think
like that.
the thing is that like he's been like Kojima has been in the business
Yeah, I think
for
because
long
he's
enough that he
been-
understands that he needs to
Yeah.
set deadlines for himself.
yeah. So in his case, I think
He's experienced. He's
it's
a veteran
okay.
at this
Yeah.
point.
yeah.
I think he'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think he'll be okay, but for somebody like the Star Citizens
Mm-hmm.
development team,
Where'd
like,
they come from? What did they work on before
So-
that? Nothing.
They worked on
the-
Freelancer.
Okay, so the lead,
Freelancer.
Yep, they did a Freelancer before that.
well,
which
the
was,
lead worked on a bunch of games in like the 80s and 90s, I think. And then he also worked on, is it called Vanguard or something, another space game. So
I think
this
that's at
guy,
Vanguard, yeah.
this guy made a couple games, like old games. They did really well. He moved on to he left game development to make movies of his games. He got Fox to give him a lot of money,
Oh, dope.
and then his movie lost like 20 million. Yeah, because they were terrible.
That's funny.
So,
So he doesn't have a good track record.
not really, and the people he works with are shady, and so anyway, we won't go into that. But
Yeah.
we come to now. He's like, I want to get back into development. I'm gonna start Star Citizen, and he gets like all this money and.
Promises a lot
So,
of stuff.
yeah, he doesn't really have a great track record, and people who have worked for him, like one of the character design people, he kept designing characters, and this guy who's lead over everything, like keeps denying everything that this guy, puts out, and he's like, okay,
What
so
am I supposed
we
to
have,
do?
yeah, we have this guy who's controlling everything and not really making any progress and denying any progress. So that guy actually quit the character design. I think he was one of the leads.
Yeah, dude. So I actually like looked into it again like
Mhm.
recently, and like they have like their weekly or their monthly. Like
Yeah.
this is what we're working on this month. This is
They
what
probably
we
don't have
accomplished.
anything.
Yeah, it's like all the same stuff. Like we added this ship. We added this ship. This ship. The textures on it look better now.
Yeah.
We updated the AI so that they can say hi.
They can say hello to you.
It's
Freaking
like
give us the game,
all
even if
these,
it's
like,
in beta.
random-
I'll take
yeah,
it.
Give us like
At least a beta,
Yeah.
like a
well,
full
not me. I don't
full
really
there.
care about that game. Like, I care about it because
I love
if-
space
if
sims,
it's gonna
dude.
be like what it's promised to be,
I don't,
be the-
I don't- it won't be.
I don't think it will be.
If
either.
it was, it'd be the
But
best
if it could
space sim of
even
all
reach,
time.
like half of what they're promising, it could be good.
It could be.
I don't know.
but
You,
I
you
don't-
can
I
make
don't
you,
think
you,
it
you can
will.
make me happy with Eve Online. Honestly, I love space simulators.
And see, that's
I just
another
wasn't happy
thing.
with No Man's
is
Sky.
They're gonna release this game, but they're already going against like a well-established space game. I mean, they're gonna boot up, this one space game, and then it's gonna be just okay. And they're like, all right, I'm going back to Eve. I mean,
Yeah,
What-
Elite Dangerous.
What does
Oh, that was what he developed before he developed Elite Dangerous.
Elite Dangerous, really?
Yeah,
those
I
games are
believe
really
so.
good.
yeah? We
I like it.
Did
I
we
like
play
it.
them?
No, we
I
played.
played them on Xbox.
Okay,
Played
yeah.
one of them.
I forget his
I
name.
like
got it for
Freelancer
free.
more of his space sim games, but yeah, like Elite Dangerous is
This
pretty
one,
good.
I feel like what does it offer that, like even if it's a bad game like No Man's Sky, it's like the same
Yeah.
thing.
Good
right?
graphics.
Like,
That's-
are you gonna run into more people in a game that's twice as big, 3 times
Yeah.
as big in Star Citizen? Like,
I don't know.
the main issue with
Yeah.
No Man's Sky is that you don't interact with other people. Like, you're just
Apparently, it's gotten better. The game
Has
is.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
oh, what they do, make it smaller.
I don't know.
I think they just,
I'm
I
not
don't know
sure.
what they did, but I've heard it's better now. Also, you're
What?
yeah,
You should stick to recording.
Yeah.
yeah, it should. It's just very funny to me. I just
So
thought it was
anyways,
going
back
down.
to Kojima. I think
Yeah.
he's gonna do just fine. But if he doesn't keep kind of like a leash on himself and go, I need to get this game out. I gotta stop adding things. Then it's just gonna fail.
Say what you will about like Konami and everything, and I do not like Konami for like what they've been. They're somewhat
No, they're a bad
shady
company.
business practice and stuff. What they put Kojima through. The world was robbed when we didn't get Silent Hills.
Yeah.
I agree.
PT was genius. It was
was.
brilliant.
I never
and
played
then
it, but I watched a lot of stuff on
brilliant. And then like a Silent Hills with not just Kojima, but who was it? Del Toro.
Yep.
I forgot how to pronounce his first name.
Guillermo?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
was gonna be involved
So-
in the game
it.
with Kojima.
He's in this one though. He's
Yeah.
working on Death Stranding with him.
Yep.
yeah,
So
but it was
really,
also gonna be Silent
He's
Hills.
actually a character in it too.
That's really
Oh, is
cool.
Yeah,
That's really
he's
cool.
He's the
Oh, the
other guy.
Yeah. Not Norman. The guy who's kind of working with Norman Reedus, right? Or
I don't. He's
I don't remember, but
Who's
I'm
the-
very. That's a collaboration of mine that I'd love to see.
so.
dude.
And-
Guillermo
ooh.
del Toro.
But I was setting that, especially within like the Silent Hill universe, would have been a fun thing to see
It
as
would've
well.
been really
And
good,
I'm
yeah.
still bummed out about that many years later.
So to kind of like give some points to Konami,
Castlevania.
apparently Kojima is hard to work with though.
That is what I.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kojima's kind of like the Stanley
So-
Kubrick of video games, from what I hear. And Stanley Kubrick was a real pain to work with,
Yeah,
from what I hear.
everybody said that.
Yeah,
I feel like
but
he goes in with his vision and he wants it exactly how
Yeah.
his vision is.
Yep.
That's what I imagine he's like.
Yep.
yeah,
If I
he.
and the creative, like the style that I've seen in the trailer. I'm not gonna lean on that. The creative style I've seen in the trailer looks very specific. Like
Yeah,
everything about it looks
Yeah.
so detailed to a certain style,
It does.
and
Yep.
not one that I've seen.
Stanley Kubrick made the best movies despite being hard to work with, and I'd consider
Yeah.
Kojima similar. While like the Metal Gear games, like come on, they may be confusing as all get out, but each
They
one of
re-
them has
they really
been.
are.
Yeah, they're super confusing.
Especially with like
Four,
Solid
too.
Snake, and then is it
There's like Liquid.
Big
and there's,
Boss?
yeah, Big Boss. But there's also Liquid Snake. There's also like Big Boss is not the same as Solid Snake, but it's the same as
But
Naked
they're the
Snake.
s- yeah.
Naked Snake was Big Boss in 3. There's a lot of really confusing things about
Yeah,
it story wise. I don't think Kojima's a good. I don't think he's like meant to be a storyteller. But each game has such an artistic
They do.
achievement in itself. They bring up something new,
Well, I think-
an interesting dynamic. They're always like something pushing forward.
Self-contained story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Each game individually, I think he's good. Connecting
Especially
all-
3.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets confusing. But
okay,
3 is
I-
a masterpiece.
I am
Such a
so
good
mad
game.
about the Metal Gear Solid 5. I played like 30 hours into that game
I did
and
too.
lost all of my save
Oh, you
data.
did?
Really?
Yes.
Oh
What?
my god.
I have not gone back to it because
I
of
wouldn't.
that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
so
terrible.
upset.
And so
I played
that's
a
rough.
crap ton
That's
during
so
college
rough.
because I was going through this like
It's such a
rough time in the other games I was playing, so
Oh.
I was like, I'm done with those. I need to
Metal
get
Gear
something else.
Solid.
I play I
Dude.
like I did.
it's a pretty investing story too.
I did a speed run of Dishonored. The first one, I played that in like a day and a half.
Oh, I love Dishonored.
Like just all the way through.
So good.
And then I like played a crap ton of like MGS5, and I got really far into it. And then like I went home for like Christmas break or something, and when I got back, I had no save data for it.
Oh my
I was so
goodness.
upset. I was like,
Oh.
where did it go?
It's gone. What? See, my story with Metal Gear Solid 5 is I put like 25 hours into it.
You found out you're
And
2% through.
And then the credits rolled, and then it was like end of part 1, and I was like,
What? Yeah, that's so true. There's like 3 of them,
more?
aren't there?
I have no idea. But then I was like, you know what? I'm kind of done with this game. But
You remember we got to the dog part? We had the dog.
Yeah, I love the
I
dog.
got to the point where the dog was grown up and was
Oh.
like fighting with me. And
Yeah.
like, all
Doing the
that stuff.
knife. Yeah, it's dope.
Nothing. When I got back, I was at the
done.
very beginning, like
Oh
the
my
whole
gosh.
beginning part. I was.
I'll go back through and play Metal Gear Solid 5 at some point.
I
Here.
mean,
'Cause I need
the
to get to
game
quiet.
alone,
Quiet's
like
dope.
you take away the story, and the game by itself with all the mechanics and things that you can do.
It's so fun.
It's really
It's
cool.
a lot of
It's a
fun.
really
It was
cool
like
sandbox
it
on
was
its own.
probably like the best sandbox experience you could get at the time.
It was.
Until Breath of the Wild came out, I think. When
I
which
mean-
that one's like a super. That one's you can mess with the physics and mechanics of that world even more. But like Metal
I
Gear
think
Solid,
Metal
had a
Gear
ton of
Solid,
stuff.
there's like more utility that you can use.
Yeah, but it is all
Whereas-
based around killing people.
Yes. Whereas I think
Breath
in
of the
Breath
Wild,
of
you
the
can
Wild,
launch yourself off
you can
of
be
it
more
and stuff.
creative. I think in Breath of the Wild because you have less utility and you just work with the physics.
It's
of the
more
game.
about physics and movement. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Metal
I've seen
Gear is
some
more about
really
how you
funny
kill people.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
really
watched
good to
this
watch.
video where the guy he's like up on the very tippy top of a mountain, and like there's like something
At
it
the-
like knocks him off.
It knocks him off and he
falls
rolls down.
all the way down the mountain.
no.
And it was like like where like when you're looking down, like the ground is like it's like foggy because it's far.
That's awesome.
So like, he fell all the way down the mountain.
Oh, that's depressing.
It
Man.
was so funny. It was like epic Link fail. It was
I
like
love
a
watching
Facebook
ridiculous
video. It
moments
was
like
so
that.
dumb.
Did you see that article that we were talking about? Or I was looking up like in gaming news, and apparently what was important enough to be ranked as an article is that you could, important enough to be made an article was that you can use chickens as just infinite storage boxes in Skyrim now.
yeah, you said that to me. I looked
Yeah,
at it.
so there's a whole article about it. So I guess it qualifies as news, but I guess people just now
They
discovered.
figured out that you can put
After-
stuff in
In
chickens.
chickens.
So,
and
like,
drag the chicken
Because you
around
can
behind
have an option to drag things around, and instead of
Yeah.
just having Lydia, your loving companion, take care of it. Who, if you go with any other, you're not going with any other companion but Lydia. Don't even lie. Don't even lie like you travel with anyone but Lydia in Skyrim, because
I
Lydia's the best.
traveled
It's
with somebody else.
unacceptable.
I traveled with Serana, so
It's not acceptable. Lydia's the best.
No,
She's
Serana's
also
the
like,
best,
Hey, Jack,
dude.
No.
let's have a podcast by ourselves now.
yeah, okay, yeah. No,
Jason's edited out.
I don't
This is
even
a
care.
podcast of passive
I stand by
aggressiveness.
it. Serana's best.
okay, Serana's
best.
pretty good, but like
She's invincible.
she is, yes, but like
And
I've
she's a
tried to kill
vampire.
Lydia and it doesn't work.
We flew her off the
Off
top
a cliff, and she came
and then
back.
she came back.
What's that lady's cereal? The point is, chickens, right? You can take the chickens. So many things I love Skyrim for. My gosh, but like you can like drag a chicken around behind, like with you, and then use its corpse. Like you can just because you can put things on the body, so you can just store an infinite amount of stuff on this corpse. And even though it's like the chicken's over encumbered,
Yeah.
you can carry the chicken by just lifting it around with physics. It's
Yeah.
so dumb. I love it.
Okay, so with Serana though.
No,
Going
okay,
back-
yeah.
I'm going back to Serana.
Okay.
all right?
Okay,
I'm
go
going
ahead.
back.
Go ahead. I dare you.
All right. She had a lot of cool mechanics. Like you could transfer her from a vampire to a human, but you had to play her dialogue just right. You had to do everything
Oh,
just
that's right. Okay, I remember her now.
Because if you killed her dad, she would like get, kind of pissed off, and then she
Makes
would be
sense.
like, she'd be like, I hate humans. I don't want to become a human. And you'd be like, please become human.
You
And then
stake
she
it
just
to the
wouldn't
heart.
do it. So you had to play all of her dialogue options right, then defeat her dad, and then he'd be like, hey, you want to become a human? She'd be like, yeah, sure, dude. And then
Can you marry her from there?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
That'd be kind of cool.
Because you can't ask her dad for permission. So
Console
that
commands,
sucks.
dude.
Can't ask your dad for commission, can
Dude,
you?
as soon as I got
Commission.
Skyrim on PC, I went into the
Same.
console commands and I just like married
Everybody.
I married one of the NPCs that you can't marry.
Yeah.
That was
I
like the
married
first thing
Lydia.
I did. I was just like,
I have a soft spot
will
for
you
Lydia.
marry me?
I have such a
Were
soft
you?
spot for Lydia because she was the first one you find,
Yeah.
and it's just you're still new to the game. The game's still exciting to you, and there she is. Your only like source of like someone helping you out in this terrifying world and going
Yeah.
through dungeons.
This big bad.
And she
wolf.
just gets like she just runs into situations. You're like, no, Lydia, stop, Lydia, please, and then just
Dude,
gets
it's always
beating
so
the crap
terrifying
out of
when
her.
You're just like walking,
and she gets
and
up.
You see her health bar go doop, doop, and you're like, "What is going on?" And you're like
Dying.
sprinting.
It was terrifying when you forgot she was there and you turn around and she's right next to you. And you're like, ugh.
I think I get it. Jack just needs a big, strong woman to
I need-
wrap her arms around him and
Yeah, I'm a skinny boy.
squeeze and
I'm a
keep-
skinny boy. Look at me. Yeah.
keep him safe.
Break
Nobody
my
can
arms.
hurt you if
He's
you're
like,
dead.
Lydia, my
She's sworn to
Waifu.
carry your burdens. You know what I'm saying?
Even the burden of your life.
Oh man. Anyway, speaking of fantasy things, have you seen that The Witcher 3 is released as not released, but as finished filming the first
yeah,
season?
I saw that.
yeah.
With what's his name? Henry Cavill, right?
Cavill,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, Henry Cavill. Awesome. I mean,
I think his voice is perfect. I really do. I don't know
Yeah,
how
he's
he
got a
looks
great
as
voice.
The Witcher. I don't know how he looks as Geralt.
hopefully, he has that ponytail just like on point. It has to be, or else it's gonna
His
be very
facial
rough.
structure is a little bit off compared to.
Yeah, but
Did
we're
they-
not gonna
and
get exact.
Have they
Yeah,
done
I
like
know.
makeup on it and stuff? Because he has like quite
That's
a lot
true.
of scars and bruises and stuff. I'm pretty sure on his
Yeah.
face normally.
I think he
I
can pull
wonder
it
if
off.
it's.
I think
if
it
it's
could.
based off of like early life though.
I think
because
it
like
is.
what we've seen.
Yeah, do we
he
know what the
looks
story
pretty
is?
Young.
Well, and
in
then
the game he's pretty
the
old.
actor for
The third one,
Siri.
yeah.
Looks, yeah.
Yeah, the actor for Siri is. I think she's 17. So.
Wow.
So maybe it's early life.
I think so because
be.
I think
The
in the
prequel
games, Siri's much older than that.
Is it-
She is.
Is it going to be based off more specifically the games or the books? Do you know?
It could
Well,
be.
I heard the game. The,
game
games are,
is-
like, based right.
yeah,
off
the games
books.
are-
Well, the
pretty
first two
close.
are. Wild Hunt isn't. Wild Hunt is based off the books, but it's its own story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they'll try to straight adapt stories from the books into the.
It might be a combination of.
I could see it. I could see it.
Because
Like
the thing
Liberties.
is that the game studio. Why can't I remember the game studio?
Is it CD Projekt Red?
CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, yeah.
They own the rights to the books. So.
Really, that's awesome. That's really funny.
Yeah, the author got really salty about that because he was pretty small time, and they're like, "Hey, can we buy the rights to your books and make a game?" And he was like, "Sure, bro." And then
Because didn't think it was gonna go anywhere.
yeah, he didn't think it would go anywhere, and then they made all this money, and then
And then
he
they
tried
made
to
The
sue him.
Witcher 3,
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
of the most critically acclaimed
So-
games of all time.
They could make their own story, but I think they'll probably go off of what's already been established.
They can only make one story at a time originally themselves, and that's Cyberpunk 2077. So we have to see how that's gonna work out. Again,
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited. for
I
that
am.
game.
I am as well.
The just gameplay demo, like seeing what the game like looks like, the world. I've been itching for like a Cyberpunk style game for so long. Ever since like System Shock's like the closest I've probably come to, or Deus Ex.
Yeah.
Deus Ex is pretty good, but like, Cyberpunk 2077 looks so good.
So it is like their first
Actual
super original. And somebody argued that, oh well, The Witcher 3 was all original, but it's like they already have all.
They already had a
pawns
world off of
and
it.
pieces and everything there. From this, they're establishing from the ground up, and then they argued that, oh, but there's a cyberpunk board game or something, and it's like,
what
Yeah, the
Cyberpunk
board game doesn't come with story though. It's
Yeah,
like
that
what
doesn't
yeah
come with characters
well
and
especially now
world.
it's
in-depth story.
yeah,
so what it is, it's a Cyberpunk 2020 is what it's based off of. It's a
2020,
tabletop pen and paper RPG.
Yeah.
So it's based off of like it's essentially making like
So
it's
is
kinda
there
like the
depth
same-
to that though? Is there a lot of?
I
depth
think
to
there's
what's-
there's like a basic
I think
a
it's what you
lore.
make it.
It's basically just the world. They have like some of the lore like idea.
Okay.
They don't make everyone. The story is made yourself,
So
so
there's a
they have to
little
make the
bit.
It's
story.
like D&D. It's what you make.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like
It's what-
D&D's
what-
games
however
like
much you put into it
like
is what you'll
Neverwinter.
get out.
Yep.
So I think so. They have a little bit of stuff to go on, and they kept a lot of references to the original RPG like in, but for any story, there's never really been a concise, super big story, and a lot of the stuff that's like known as like lore in the original is kind of only made in reference, and it's not a huge part of it, from what I hear. So it will be. I still think it will be mostly original. So we're gonna have to see where they go with that, and I could see it being really, really good. But I could also see
looks
it being.
good
I could also see it being lackluster, but I don't want to imagine it that way. And if I'm disappointed, I don't care.
Because I remember
Whatever.
the trailer. I remember watching it. I think it was 2015 or something. When I
Dang.
watched the original.
Did you watch
Trailer.
the like 40-minute gameplay?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've watched it like
That
7
looks
times.
It looks really good.
It looks amazing.
I've
yeah.
super overanalyzed that video
Same.
so many times. I've watched it. I was like, oh, it's so good.
Okay,
Oh, it
I,
looks so
I
fun.
got something.
Okay, hit
Um,
me.
So, going back to like The Witcher becoming a TV show.
Yeah,
There-
excited about
we're
that.
in like a fantasy like TV show adaptation renaissance.
We kind of
like-
are, yeah.
Like Game of Thrones has been there for 8 years
8
now.
years,
Yeah.
9 maybe. Maybe
They're
pushing
making a
10.
Lord of the Rings TV show on Amazon.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
They're also making Amazon also has the rights
Wheel of
to
Time.
Wheel of Time, which I'm super excited for. That's the big one I'm excited for.
Are they doing
And-
one for Brandon Sanderson? Didn't you say too, or no?
Yeah, he has. They have movie rights. He's focused on Wheel of Time because he was the one that finished that
Yeah,
series out.
yeah.
So he's
okay.
really focused on the TV show right now, and
Good for him.
But I think they're making some movies on some of his books
Really?
on Brandon.
That's
Sanderson's
that's
books.
gonna be exciting.
I'm
either way.
super excited for those. I
Yeah.
don't think they're doing. I would like to see a Mistborn movie.
Mhm.
If
Me
they-
too. Me too. I would love to see
I
that.
would love to see that. They
Honestly,
could make that really unsettling.
I think as far as like fantasy renaissance, like it does feel like because there's like what Lord of the Rings that start
It's
like
gonna become oversaturated real
huge.
quick.
It is, and there's only one
It's
thing.
getting to that point, I think.
There's only one thing, right? And I love fantasy. I'm such a fantasy like nerd, but I think there's nothing that defines the renaissance of fantasy better than the new Glory Hammer album because my goodness,
Yes.
I've only listened to some of it so far.
Yeah, I've listened to a little bit as well.
Really?
Freaking Glory
Yeah.
You
Hammer.
know who Gloryhammer is?
Yeah.
Because I
Dude,
told you about him
yes.
from when I was showing Gus as well.
Yeah, you showed me and Gus Glory Hammer.
And they're amazing. They're so much fun. It's hard not to
I
smile
love-
listening to a Glory
I
Hammer
love
song.
their songs.
When one of the main lyrics of the song is of the new album is like the lead singles is "Fly high into space to charge my laser powered Goblin Smasher." How is that not?
How can you
That's
not
beautiful.
listen to
That's
it?
beautiful. Yeah.
You just have to.
You have to. And their new album, I haven't listened to all of it yet, so I can't give like a comprehensive review. Maybe next episode I'll
Yeah, next
have a break, a little bit of like just a
A quick.
yeah, a little bit of a Jack Tano review over here going on.
Jack Tano here.
Yeah, not
Busiest
good.
Music, not really
you
that
like
nerd.
The best teeth in the game.
Don't
Love
wear
that.
your red flannel shirt.
No, I better not wear a red flannel shirt. No, but like I love that that's one of my favorite bands right now because it is fantasy based, and like the first album, it's all just like very fantasy grounded, very D&D kind of wizards throwing stuff at each other, and like just some like classic goblin smashing. Astral Hammer.
Astral Hammer.
Never
yeah.
did
That's
that
the
again.
second album. But that's so they've made 3 songs about the hammer. The first one was Quest for the Hammer of Glory. Yeah, and the second one was in the second album, which was Space 1992 Rise of the Chaos Wizards. The song was called Legend of the Astral Hammer, and now the newest one is just Glory Hammer,
Yeah,
and
Just Glory Hammer.
and I love watching the video and people commenting in the comments just being like Angus McFife, who's like the main guy in there. Angus McFife will return in Endgame. I love that so much.
Dude, okay, so the reason I
Could
got
beat
into
Thanos.
them, I actually showed you them.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
was at
sure.
college and I went into one of my friend's dorm room and I was sitting there and he was on his Xbox and I was
Yeah.
we were talking and he was looking at his friends list and there was a gamer tag and it said Angus McFife and I was like Angus McFife what the
Who's
heck
Angus
is that? And
McFife?
he's like, dude,
Oh no,
let me show you
Bro.
something.
that's what I did to
and,
Gus.
and
Yeah.
then I downhill from there.
Yeah.
Uphill, actually, from there.
I was gonna say
Uphill.
it's a glorious feeling. So for those, I'll give you just a brief story. Is that Angus McFife in the first one has to beat the evil wizard Zargothrax, who's kidnapped the princess, I believe, of
Yep.
Fife. He's the kingdom of Fife, which is like it's like in Scotland, right? So it's like a Scottish-based story. And then the next album, it's like 1,000 years later, and it takes
It's a-
place in 1992, in the distant future of 1992.
Yeah.
So it's different.
And also, it's the third.
Yeah.
It's Angus McFife the 13th. It's
Yeah,
his,
it's
his
the
great
13th.
great grandson.
Yeah, and then then it's all based off like it gets into like a really weird 80s feel. Like it's still like power metal. The music itself is
Dude,
like
I
power
love-
metal, but it feels like it reminds me of something like He-Man, where it's
Yeah.
fantasy kind of, but also ridiculous because it's like
With a
it's like
little bit of
medieval knights
technology, and you're
flying
like,
through
what?
space and shooting lasers. And then the newest album is I believe takes place, which is called Legends. I believe it's called Legend. Is it Legend? No, it's it's Legends from Beyond the Galactic Terror Vortex.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe. I'm having a hard time remembering right
Their
now,
names
but
for everything are just.
it's great.
amazing.
Yeah, but it's all about like it takes place in a parallel universe where Zargothrax rules over everything, and he has to go and his hammer of glory has no more. The Astral Hammer has no more power in it. So Angus McFly has to fly into the sun and charge it with to charge his hammer.
Oh my god.
It's so something about it is just so like over the top and enjoyable that it's hard for me not to enjoy it no matter what. And I remember I had some friends bringing it up. I was telling them how I love the band. They're like, but I can't listen to music like that because it holds no real meaning for me. And I'm like, screw the meaning, man. I just want sometimes
Whereas
I don't.
they're sitting here listening to like Lil Pump.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I'm not listening
oh my
to
God,
music.
I feel
I
this
just
so
want
hard.
money.
Well, sometimes-
I want the girls in my
Smoking
room.
weed and getting cash, bro.
Yeah, my grandma
feel
sells
that.
crack.
Screw that. I want a giant hammer that can shoot lasers.
Dude, the thing
Yeah.
is, right?
Forget
Sometimes
money and girls.
Sometimes I'm in a mood where I want music to resonate with how I feel, and sometimes that's listening to Joji's sing "Slow Dancing in the Dark" to an acoustic version of like
While I
falsetto,
cry.
and me
Yeah.
crying. Right? Sometimes it's just that, but most of the time these days, I feel like I just want to feel like I'm being flung through space on a journey
Yeah, I
defeating an
mean-
evil wizard, and that's fine. People can let me do what I want to do.
Exactly.
It's like, geez.
And what about modern music is relatable to them? To this person in small town North Dakota,
Yeah.
like,
Do you know?
I relate to Lil Pump and
I
Drake.
relate to.
Yeah, because you live on a farm.
They got
and
the
you
horses
raise
in the
ca-
back.
Yeah, you actually have
And I
the
drive
horses
my.
in the-
Oh wait, they probably listen to country. I drive my truck and drink beer.
Well, they probably have the horses in the back.
and I'm only 10.
one. Oh gosh.
I'm only 10. Stop listening to fantasy music.
Ain't nobody gonna tell them nothing, I guess. That being said, did you see that Old Town Road was used in the new Rambo trailer?
Oh my god! Like as soon as the trailer started, I was like, "Why?"
Oh my gosh. I think I'm actually fine with it. I'm like, whatever. They can do what they want, but
Yeah,
it's Rambo.
they can do what they want. But yeah,
Does
it's-
anyone
it's
take Rambo like super seriously anyway?
No.
No.
So they might as well
it's
be like,
Rambo.
"Hey, let's get the top hits for all these little rascals," and they'll
Yeah.
be totally into this.
Let's get a whole new
60.
generation.
What is he like? 60-some or 70-some years old?
Sylvester Stallone? I don't know.
Yeah,
He's up
action
there.
hero.
He could still kick my butt though. He's terrifying.
Yeah,
I
with
would let
his
him
saggy
shoot me
muscles.
100,000 times.
Yeah, those big
anyway.
muscles, man. I still need to finish the Rocky series, to be honest.
You haven't
I've
seen all of them?
I haven't seen all of them,
Dude,
no.
it has one of the best motivational quotes ever.
I need
the
to,
last one they made does.
the last one, was
Yeah.
it Creed? Or before
No,
that?
the last Rocky.
Rocky Balboa or Rocky 5? And there's so many Rocky movies.
Creed
I've
wasn't a
only
Rocky
watched.
movie, was it?
It probably was. I don't. What?
Or
Creed?
like it was like based on.
Well, Creed was like a
the person
post Rocky movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
kinda.
yeah, like it's post, but is Sylvester in that one?
Yeah, he's the
Yes?
one who trained. I think he's the one who. I think
Never
he's
saw
the
it.
Oh
one
yeah,
who-
he trains Creed.
trains
right?
Creed, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I
Yeah.
did see that. Yeah.
It's dope. It's a. From what I heard, it was really good. I didn't see it because I
Yeah,
wanted to watch
it-
the other
it's
ones
pretty
first.
It was pretty good.
I just watched Rocky 1, and that's a beautiful movie. Is our cat sneezing?
Yeah, it's sneezing.
Charlie,
He's
okay.
like looking
He's
up
got
at
allergies,
the
bro.
ceiling, and then he's like,
Yeah.
Stop ruining our recording.
Yeah.
God.
Oh man.
dude, okay, there's a new Tarantino movie coming.
Oh, that's
I
right.
am excited.
I don't know.
It looks really good.
I don't
Do you
know
know the
anything
release
about
date
it.
on that?
No.
Is it the Hollywood one?
Yeah, it's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I don't know anything
Dude,
about
I
it
am-
really, but
Let me look up
The
the, cast
trailer?
just so I can get it.
Okay.
Well, the cast is like
what's it about?
It's
about
about an
Hollywood,
actor.
like actors early on. Isn't like
It's like early career, yeah.
so
Yeah, here Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yeah.
Oh,
Margot
yeah.
Robbie, Brad
Yeah.
Pitt.
Whew.
Is George Clooney in it? No,
I don't think so.
George Clooney. No.
nope.
I don't see him on here.
Brad
no.
Pitt though.
Dude. James
DiCaprio.
Marsden is in it.
Okay. Got a
Dude,
little bit of a nice
I
cast
had
here.
like the biggest crush on Margaret Robbie for
Dakota Fanning.
the longest time.
Who? Margaret Robbie?
Al Pacino.
Oh, I know. Yeah, dude. She's a pretty lady.
And I didn't really know about her until she was in like this awful movie. Well, it wasn't necessarily awful, but this movie with Will Smith called, what was it called? I don't remember, but it was about pickpocketing or something.
Oh.
I remember she was in that movie, and I was like, oh my God, she's perfect.
Wait, what?
You finding
What?
out new information now, Tim? We have a commentary to keep up.
I'm sorry.
I don't know
Yeah,
what to do when I'm staring at you.
The cast in that movie is
looks so
it's great. The trailer, I mean, it's
Leonardo
Robert.
DiCaprio.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Brad
I
Pitt
love Leo
and Margot
DiCaprio.
Robbie.
Yeah,
like
it-
just
Oh, yeah.
those three by themselves. Like, come on.
Those three right there.
And in a Tarantino movie, like
Tarantino, let's go.
Let's go, baby.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for new Tarantino movies, no matter what they are.
Yeah,
I love his.
he has
style.
my support.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even if it turns out to be a bad movie, I'll still go see it.
Even if it was like only as
See
good
it
as like the
twice.
Hateful Eight.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll see it
Inflate
twice.
those numbers.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And
We need to
rate
do
it
that-
5 stars, even though it's probably a 1.
We need to do that. We need to do that too.
No, there's no way.
There's no way.
No
gonna be a
way.
one.
No, Tarantino's a good track
I
record.
don't think he could make a 1 if he tried.
I don't
Maybe he
think so.
could.
Even
but
maybe Death Proof was like a 2, but that wasn't really.
Yeah.
But that was like a 2 out of 5. So like, what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited. I trust. He's one of my favorite directors. I think, especially with Kill Bill and Django
Yep.
and
Django.
Inglourious Bastards. You know, and Pulp Fiction, of
So
course.
many good movies.
But you still have to see Pulp Fiction, right?
Yes.
It's a,
I
it's
have
a really
it
good one.
saved. In,
Pulp Fiction is such a weird phenomenon to me because everybody rates it so highly, and I didn't mind the movie. I enjoyed it.
But you thought it was a bit overhyped.
I think so.
kind of
it was a good
agree.
movie, but you have to go in with this attitude like, all right, it's just a story about people living their life and somehow they're all connected.
Yeah,
and-
it's people living their lives in a city, and like there doesn't
Yeah.
seem the plot is kind of strangely muddled, but like in a.
It is. Yeah.
It's I think it bases it a lot of like, it doesn't really go for like huge plot importance. It goes for more of like the dialogue in it is fantastic. It's like imagery, stuff like that. Very very much kind of more thematic, I guess, is what a word I could use for it. But like, no, it's still a good movie, but it's not my favorite of his movies.
Yeah.
So like, even though I recognize its cultural huge importance, and I want a poster of it, I'd really like a Pulp Fiction poster. Their
That would be
posters are
sweet.
cool with like, was it with Uma Thurman with like the cigarette, like doing the whole like line with like the legs in the air kind of thing, and it's just like a poster there, and you're like, I don't remember that part exactly in the movie, but that's good.
Still cool.
And that scene,
Yeah.
where I still love that scene where she and who's the guy? Was it John Travolta?
Travolta?
Yeah, John Travolta. I love that scene where he's dancing with Uma Thurman's character in the in like the club. That's just such an iconic scene of
It
them
is,
doing like
yeah.
that dance. It's
I
so
wouldn't
good.
know.
You wouldn't know, would you? Tim, we'll have to watch it pretty soon. As soon as we get the chance
Let's
here.
watch it tonight
Yeah.
when we get back.
and
when we
do
get
it
back,
while
yeah.
you're eating a Royale with cheese.
The Royale with cheese, and you'll get that once we watch it. I'm
Okay.
totally down. Well, I'm getting kind of to the end of my glass here. I'm not sure what else to talk about. Looks like it's time to fire
Stay
Tim.
hydrated, folks.
Okay.
Tim, what do we?
Wait,
Let's get into something real quick. What we like to call
Fine.
it the we just insult Tim to his face part of
Dude,
our
I
section
love
of our
this
we
part.
we do this for like a living. We just
Please,
get
make
really
me cry.
upset. You smell funny.
You know what? That shirt you're wearing is pretty all right.
It's pretty all right, but I'm wearing a better one that you gave me. It's
Yeah, I
Goku
got that for you. You should
saying
be, you're in my
Kamehameha.
debt.
Yeah.
Still.
Thank you for getting it as a medium because it still fits me.
yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, you fatty.
No, no.
You know what? Maybe you should learn to order.
Turning this around. It's me insulting you guys.
Learn,
Oh,
learn
no.
to order shirt sizes
Learn to order shirt sizes.
that are correct.
You need an extra small. Anyway, no, but we do you want to kind of go over like a little bit of stuff that we found this year. We did this last episode. You were editing it. You remember. For the people who don't know, stuff that we just kind of bring up one thing that we enjoyed or found out about, something that maybe we think that we'd recommend to people. So why don't we start with Tim because he has a thing.
This week or this year?
This year, I'd say, because you can so this week it is included in this year. So if it's from this
yeah.
week, go ahead.
Can I do
Go for it.
two? One for
Yeah.
just one that I've been watching for a long
Fine,
time. and
whatever.
one-
Two.
I'm
This
gosh,
is-
so
hey, this
demanding.
Is the second episode. I gotta catch up. You guys already did one.
Yeah, why don't you go back and listen to the first episode so you can catch up on the lore of this podcast?
Okay. I still haven't watched
You know,
it.
it's pretty deep. You wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't
Yeah,
understand,
probably
dude.
Not. I got a
Ever
small
heard of
pigeon
Hideo
brain.
Kojima? Yeah, he directed it.
Who's
You have
that?
to have such a high IQ to understand what we're talking about.
Oh, I guess Rick and
So-
Morty
This is
season
going
4 is
downhill
coming
real
out.
quick.
Yeah, this is rough. Okay, sorry, keep going.
Okay, so
My dad owns Nintendo.
I almost choked.
Anyway,
I was trained by Darth Vader.
okay, I gotta look this up. I gotta get the name correct. all right?
Okay, what is it?
It's on YouTube. It's
It's a series. Is it like a
okay,
series?
So for my year,
Okay.
Elevator
I had
music
it
for
right here.
2
I had it open
seconds.
already.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
So the first one, the one for this year, I started watching him probably like really early on this year, like January maybe.
Okay.
He does like book reviews, like fantasy book reviews.
Oh,
Where
okay.
and his name is Daniel Green. I'll put links in the description for
Okay.
all this
Okay,
stuff.
cool.
For whatever you guys talk about as well.
Oh, all right.
He what do you doing to my mic. It's like slapping me.
I accidentally tapped with my foot.
So he does like fantasy book reviews, and his videos are like he goes super in depth into lore, into the way the storytelling is, the atmosphere of like their writing, the writing style, like all of that stuff. Super interesting videos, and I started just listening to them. Like they're like 10 minutes long each, and like I started just listening to them as like a podcast, I guess.
Okay.
Because I pay for that YouTube.
The YouTube,
Sweet YouTube Premium.
YouTube
I
Premium,
can listen to
Cash
that.
money.
Yeah.
not YouTube Red.
And then okay,
Never heard
then
of that.
the other. So I found this video this
YouTube's
week.
already red.
Let me get to it. What?
So
Okay,
my dad works for
So,
Nintendo.
so I found this video on Tuesday,
Yeah.
and it's called "Serenading the Cattle with My Trombone."
Oh, I've seen that video.
Oh yeah, where the guy's just like sitting in the
Is he
field.
playing?
He's
Is that where
just
he's
sitting in
playing?
the middle of
Is
the
that where he's
field.
playing Royals by Lord?
Yeah,
I've seen that video.
That was so. I don't know why it showed up in my recommended.
Yeah, it was in mine too. I was like,
Really?
all
It's
right.
like 4 years old.
I saw that video
Yeah.
4 years ago when it came out, out of nowhere from my grandpa.
What's this timestamp on this?
YouTube recommended
Yeah.
is a weird place.
It is
2014.
very
It came out
strange.
in 2014, so 5 years ago.
I think I watched it in like 2014 or 2015.
Yeah.
I was
It's like,
living with my
what the heck?
grandparents.
Where did this come from? I watched the whole thing. I've watched it like 4 or 5 times this week now. I love it so much. It's hilarious.
It's
That's
so good.
awesome.
It's so like, and then the stupid little like he does these edits, and it like pure green on the screen, and then it's just like him in the top corner, and then it jumps back to full size. I'm like, what the heck
What
is
the-
this?
Who is this farmer?
It's
This
so
mad
good,
lad.
though, yeah. And I don't know. I'll put that in the
Honey,
description
can we
too.
get a PC so I can do some of that YouTubing?
He probably just did it on his iPad.
Yeah, probably. He used like
Crappy,
iMovie
like,
or on the
Samsung
iPad.
tablet.
Video editing app.
Yeah, that's the name of the app, video editing app. It's like a
Download.
free
Yeah.
download.
What about
There's
you
like
guys?
advertisements every time,
How
5
to
seconds.
upload to YouTube from iPad.
Nice. Who wants to go
Anything
next?
this
Do you
week?
want me to go next? Or you want me to go next?
Oh, you can go.
Okay. For me, I'm trying to remember whether or not it was this year or not, but there was something that I've been trying to get back into recently. We already brought up like RPGs on this show, I believe, like D&D and stuff like that. But if you're of the mindset that like if your family, if you want to get to D&D and you're like, my family thinks that D&D is demonic and you can't do it, right? We feel your pain, all right? I feel your pain. Play Fate Core. Fate Core is fantastic. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically I've really been fascinated with it. I'm trying to get back into it and try to
It's
get
really
kind
fun.
of trying to get my like the campaign that I had set on there rolling again at some point after we slow down
I'd
with our
love
other
to play it.
campaigns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just eating one of my hairs real quick. Okay. So
Did it taste good?
so Fate Core is basically like it's a setting neutral RPG system. So if you wanted to set it in like a fantasy type setting like like D&D or like Dragon Age or like one of those ones, you can set it in like a fantasy and you can like do whatever you want. But what I've got mine set in is a cyberpunk dystopian future with a very kind of more of a gunplay type of system. And
Dude, it's fun.
It is
I
fun.
liked your.
I'm glad you enjoyed it because I'm still trying
Also,
to
my
keep it
character's
going.
really cool. So that
Your character is
that's
pretty
added
fun.
bonus.
Yeah. Well,
Added
Fate Core is
bonuses.
Fate
I
Core.
look great.
Yeah, I look great.
I do.
Well, Fate Core is all about that. Fate Core is all about making it important about the characters and having the. Whereas a lot of the other ones are all about like making you kind of sometimes they'll make you feel a little bit powerless in this overly impossible world. Now it's a thing, Tim. But like what Fate Core is all about, like your characters and stuff like that, and they give you just a system, and it's a pretty cheap one to get your hang on. If you're trying to play D&D and you want to get like the books, you're getting like what
It's
was it
expensive,
$40
yeah.
a book unless you get it on sale. You're getting like you have to pay money for like the dice, and same thing with Fate Core. All you're going to be doing if you are a cheap boy like me is you're going to be paying just for the dice. Get like a couple sets of dice, one for like you, for your
'cause
friends.
You can find the rule book online.
Because
for
the
free,
rule
right?
book
Yep.
is on their website. It's on their own website. Like they have the PDFs for
Yep.
like everything you have to, right there on the
Smart,
website.
smart.
Yeah. So instead of like making you buy stuff, it's not like it's illegal or anything. They give it to you right for free from the
And
website
you
of
can
the
print
creators.
out the game sheets.
Yep, absolutely. You can just go like
Just
print
print
out the
them
game
out, yeah.
sheets. They give you the PDFs for those. You can look at the rules, like rules as in like basically just telling you what
How
you
do
can
you
do
roll?
with the system.
Yeah.
How do you roll?
does it mean?
There's a base group of skills that are just vague enough, like fight or like
Shoot.
stuff like that. Something that's just vague enough that you can use it for like a lot of scenarios and makes it very versatile. And
And we've added our own too, I think.
yeah,
right?
I added
our
3
own.
of them because of the cyberpunk future. I added hacking as a one. I added engineering was just straight engineers. I also added cybernetics and biomechanics
It's
as
really
different
open
skills.
to like be able to
Yeah.
adapt and change. It's a really cool concept.
It's loose form. If you're like trying to run low prep games where you just kind of want to do most of it seat of your pants, most of it improvisation, Fate Core is really good for that. And again, it's a lot less complicated. They boil down the stuff to make it just like open. They make the story the important part and just let you have fun.
Yeah,
so I
that's
recommend
really
that.
good.
If you want to get the book, it's just like a collector's item essentially. It's not necessary. Go online, you can find the PDFs for those, and then like buy the dice. And then you're only spending like maybe less than $20 just to get all the dice, depending on how many people you're playing with. So that's what I'd have to recommend to people and say what I've been thinking about getting back into and enjoying a lot recently. So Grayson, is there anything for you over here as my cup runs out of water?
I've been watching a lot of speedrunning lately because I'm kind of
Ooh.
prepping myself for Summer Games Done Quick, which is the end of
Ooh.
June. I'm so excited.
Exciting.
Week-long speedrunning event for charity where they bring on speedrunners for the entire week. Like, they go a week straight.
That's
just
awesome.
Straight speedrunning. And they have, like, goals. And if you reach, like, this goal, then they'll put this game on deck with this speedrunner. And,
Okay.
yeah, so... I'm getting excited for that. It's so fun to watch. You know, just like come home from work, flip it on, and you're watching your favorite game being speedran.
Yeah.
I think they're starting out. I think the first game they're speedrunning this year is the Spyro trilogy.
Ooh,
They're gonna speedrun all
exciting.
of those.
I like Spyro.
Are you trying to do one?
Yeah, I was gonna
Am
ask
Am I
you.
trying to speedrun?
Yeah.
You said you're preparing for it.
Or
No,
you're
I'm
just gonna-
preparing the binge
Oh.
SGDQ.
Oh, okay. Be there all day.
So
okay.
you're gonna get all of your sleep in now, so you can
Yeah,
watch it.
I'm gonna
Nice.
sleep. I have considered like speedrunning things.
I was
but
gonna say, if I have a question for you, if you could speedrun any game, what would you speedrun?
I would speedrun Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
I knew it. I knew that was gonna be your answer.
Yeah, even on a speedrun, that game is
Long.
I think 10 hours
Yeah, it's a
on
lot.
a speedrun.
What about you, Tim? What would you speedrun if you could speedrun a game?
I don't know. I mean, I've already done
Metal Gear
Dishonored.
Solid 5.
Dude, have you seen like the
Dishonored,
actual Dishonored
Yes, it's
speedruns?
insane.
Like even Dishonored
It's
2.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It's insane.
I would do,
I did the
uh,
first one in, like, I don't know what the record is for Dishonored, but I did it like total gameplay like 10 hours. Like
The actual record's probably like an hour.
I know.
I've done.
It was quick for me because
Yeah.
it took me 10 hours to beat the first mission.
I think I would. I think I would either speedrun Mirror's
played the game a
Edge.
lot.
I'd either speedrun
That'd be
Mirror's
cool.
Edge, which would be fun,
Yeah,
or
that'd be
I
a lot
would
It's a
do.
fast-paced game already.
Yeah, so it'd make it even more fun.
It'd be really fun.
Or I would do Hollow Knight, which is a slow-paced game that I'd take
You
quickly.
should try. You should
Doing
try.
Hollow Knight, I love Hollow Knight. Everyone knows I love Hollow Knight by now, but I would adore to do like a speed run of that. But it'd be, I don't know. I'd also feel like I'm missing a lot of the point of Hollow Knight, where I just
Yeah.
get to relax and enjoy the scenery.
Relax and get beat up.
Beat up by
1,000 times.
freaking
Yeah.
nightmares.
Get murdered
Yeah,
Bugs.
bugs.
by
Oh,
bugs.
Hollow Knight 2 is coming out, but I don't know when, so I can't talk about it. Ugh.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. I was like, did it come out?
It
already?
didn't come out. There's no release date as of yet that I know of, unless they've done something without me knowing. So I can't
We
give like a
talked
bunch of
about
hype
it so
about that.
long ago
Yeah.
It feels like
I
it.
remember
Well, it was
that.
I think it was Valentine's Day. if
that
I
they
wanna
said
say.
they were
that.
making it, right?
Or
did
working
they
It was a
not?
holiday that they
released
released a trailer.
yeah.
I think it was Valentine's Day, yeah. So like February, so at least February. But phew, I don't know. I'm just gonna sit here and be sad until Hollow Knight 2 comes out. So if you guys want to like support me, why don't you go ahead and just click like on that video, like this video, subscribe
Hey,
to the channel, and
I
make
can
me
do something
happy.
better.
Go for it.
I'll edit this podcast for you.
That's so sweet, Tim. I never thought you'd do that for me. I really wish you'd do that more often. It really sucks me having to do all the heavy lifting myself to edit the podcast every single day.
Yeah, I'll do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does so much work.
Yeah,
So
I did
much
so
work.
much work. Like I'm over here. I have to schedule in times where I can hang out with famed singer songwriter Grayson, and
Yep. I write songs. And my dad owns Nintendo.
that was the perfect response, by the way, for being called a singer songwriter. Yep, I write songs.
Pretty big
I do
deal.
it
And I sing.
every day.
You ever heard of SoundCloud?
I wrote it.
I wrote
I
SoundCloud.
coded it.
With my dad, who owns
Who
Nintendo.
owns Nintendo. Yeah, his name's Reggie Bowser Miyazaki.
That's
Kojima.
actually his his artist name? His stage name?
Reggie Bowser Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Was it Miyazaki? Am I thinking that right? I'm thinking the right name, right? Not Miyamoto. Right. Yeah, it's Mia. I don't remember. There's so many Miyas. Is it Miyamoto who did Smash Bros? So hard to remember. I can't believe I'm blanking on names right now. On my
I went to Japan.
Nintendo.
Do you think I know anything?
I don't think you know anything now.
Should know more than me.
You know how to edit videos.
I know how to act like a white
You
person
don't know how
in
to
Japan.
speak fluent Japanese yet?
Yeah.
What's that? I don't even know how to speak fluent.
Spink?
Fluent. Spink
You're
fluent.
All
All right, this podcast is going
You're right.
downhill. I think we've lost all of our
I was gonna
fans.
say speak fluent English. I
Oh,
can't
man.
even do
Get
that.
it? Yeah.
Welcome to Tim's last appearance on the podcast, everybody. It was a good time having you, definitely here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. We'll probably make this a regular thing.
we
I
will.
love your microphone, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
I hope it sounds okay.
Anyway,
It's gonna be
I think
real
that
unfortunate if it doesn't.
probably. Well, you know what? At this point, either way, we're glad you stopped by. In
Yeah,
this
thanks
house
for
that you live
watching,
in.
everybody.
Dude, you're
And
gonna
thank you
make me
guys.
cry.
Thank you guys for watching this podcast of ours and supporting Tim and his
Yeah.
tears. It makes us feel real good.
Don't forget to like and comment and let us know what you think. You know,
Yeah.
that'd be sick.
Yeah, we'd like to
And
read
all
some
that-
comments. We could
YouTube lingo.
yeah, all that jazz. Give us constructive criticism, like how you think that this podcast would be better with
Without me.
100% less
only
Tim.
say it's good. Just fill the comments with, "Hey, this is good."
Yeah, don't give us any criticism at all.
Okay.
Don't tell us how we can get better, all right?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
We don't want the criticism. We just want to know if I should be on it or not.
I'll be
yeah.
offended.
I'm
I'll be
leaning
offended.
toward no, but that might be me.
I think I am too.
Hey, this podcast is good, but you should. Don't even.
I don't want to hear it.
We don't wanna hear it. We
I
don't
know
wanna hear
what's
that.
best for every single video that we
Yeah.
make. I have the ultimate power to decide what's good and what's bad in our videos. And
Right.
if you think you have any slight idea of what's good and bad for
All
our
right.
videos, you should
Well,
probably leave a comment because we do want to know.
Yeah, we do want to know. We do.
We're crashing.
We're crashing,
Burning.
everybody. Welcome to the
Plane
last
going
episode of the podcast ever.
Mayday.
All right, man.
Let's land this.
Lot of
sucker.
fun. Lot of fun hanging out today, guys. Good to hang out. I feel like this is the only time I get to socialize with you guys ever.
Yeah, he's pretty anti-social.
Anyway.
He just sits in his room all day.
Yeah, it's
pretty
pretty bad.
Lonely.
Yeah.
Lonely.
Anyway,
We love you guys.
thank you guys for watching, or listening. Yeah, see you guys later.
Bye.
Oh, I should wave too. We can all wave.
Let's all
I'll put us
wave.
all on the screen. Like
Oh yeah,
I'll make it like
stop that.
okay.
There you go. Dude, we were on top of that with that freaking with the screens. Yeah. It was like bam, bam, bada, bing.